Hello and welcome back. Stella is well, Stella is alive, Stella is happy because the sun is out, and we're here today because we are going to try and create a little bit of beauty in what is the deep dark months of autumn and winter. As we get closer to December, it gets darker, grayer and more miserable, but if you can actually see a little bit of green, sometimes it is helpful because it helps you to actually feel a little bit better about life in general. So what am I going to do? I'm going to create a suggestion for you. If you put your garden to sleep, be it your home garden or your allotment, and you're the type who waits until next year to go back there, when you have a day such as this, why not go out and do a little bit to actually give you joy when spring starts and you actually see sprouting shoots. Even now we've got sprouting shoots. For example, I've got my garlic here, and this garlic is actually doing fine. I decided that this year I was going to put garlic in my green stalk to see how well it does, but also to make sure that it's continuing to work for me during the autumn and winter months rather than sitting dormant until next year. Now, behind you, I'll show you in a minute. In fact, let me show you now. Right, as you can see here, I set up this bed as a self-watering bed because last year it was not as successful as I wanted it to be. This is another of the raised beds I got from Lidl. I've got a second one in the back which I'll also set up as a self-watering system, and I added garlic to it, and we have that garlic coming up now, and some of the shoots have taken a little bit longer than others, but instead of this bed sitting empty, it is actually doing a job of growing me some extra garlic, so I'll have more for gifting as well as for keeping for myself. All my beds along here have had garlic added to them. Interestingly enough, this one here hasn't sprouted yet. Oh yeah, it's starting to. You see, there's some few garlic showing their heads. I put some in here as well, but that hasn't come up yet. I put some in here. Now I have a mix of garlic because of the fact that I saved some of my own seed and bought some more thermidrom in. So I'm not always sure what is where. I don't feel that it's necessary, because when you're saving your garlic, what you want is garlic that was successful and getting the best of it. And in here I had a garlic clove a garlic bulb I never harvested, and it had started to sprout. So when I took my tomatoes out, I spread out the sprouting garlic in order to give it a better chance for growing well, and this is what it's doing here. And I did that all the way across to the fourth bed down. However, I've still got 7 beds where I could add some more garlic. In here I put a broccoli plant which had been sitting in my hydroponics, and as you can see, it is doing absolutely lovely. So today I'm going to put some garlic in here, but I'm also considering whether or not I put some of the shallots I've just got in here rather than all of them going to the allotment, because in the allotment my plan is to give it a go growing shallots in my straw beds, and I'll be showing you that as well. But let's get going and get this done in order that we can actually get onto the allotment. Okay, I've decided that I am going to do some germal shallots as well as some more garlic. You can never have enough garlic. So this is some garlic I've got from bulbs I saved myself. So we're going to put a few more in here, and then I'll go to the allotment and I will actually put some shallots into one of the straw beds, and if I have space left we will also put some garlic into the straw beds to see how well it will do in the straw beds. It may be that it might not be as successful, but we shall see. All right then, let's get going, guys. Okay, so this pot is going to have 3 shallots. I'm looking forward to seeing them grow and bulb up because I love how they look. It's almost like a flower, but obviously it's not. I'm not planting into the end pot because I'm going to remove it because the space wasn't convenient for what I used it for. It was just an extra because I had so many tomato plants, but next year I'm not having so many tomato plants, so I think it will be much easier. As easy as that, the first lot is in. What I love about autumn and winter planting, especially when we're talking about garlic and onions, is the fact that it's so easy to do. It doesn't require any work on your part after you put them in the ground. You just have to trust that they will get on and do what they know how to do, which is to sprout for you and grow so beautifully for you. So let's put these in and then we'll see about getting to the allotment. I'm putting them at the edges only in order that if I want to plant something in the center in the early spring, it's available for me. Ideally, for great success, you want to put a maximum of about 4 to 5 cloves per pot, because then they'll have enough space and nutrition to grow. This one is rotten, so we're not bothering with it. Having said that, you'll notice that in the other pots I put more than that, but we shall see how they do, which ones will be better. It's also partly about the light they get once they start bulbing up, so we don't worry too much. We trust that nature will do what nature does, very naturally. I noticed that a lot of people don't always plant their garlic deep and they don't plant their onions deep, but my norm is to always plant everything deep, and I've not had a problem with it. But I suppose if you have a very waterlogged soil, you might want to plant them a little bit shallower so that they don't rot. Right, the ideal would be to remove this, but I'm going to leave it and not worry about it because I'm going to just spread it all over and I'll remove it another day. It's freezing cold, so I'm looking to get myself some thermal gloves. I've ordered them because in this weather you really need to keep your hands warm, so you have the incentive to stay outside and do the jobs that need doing in the garden. These are waterproof and they're fantastic. However, I need some that are thermal lined so that, oh sorry worm, so that they can actually work a lot better for me. Right, let's get this garlic in, and then let's put it back, this one back. My aim is to try and keep it out of my way whilst I put this in. I was supposed to finish getting all these stakes out, but I have not quite gotten there yet, but I will do. Right, if I was to leave this in normally, because I'm not doing anything with the pot, I'd find that most of this will have rotted over the winter period. However, because I need the pot, I need to take it out. You know what, let's do this and take this one out fully, because otherwise it's in the way, causing drip. Okay, so we got those cut garlic. I think it would definitely be nice to see whether or not we can grow garlic in the straw beds and whether it will come out decent. I've got 4 left. I'll need to find space for these 2 because I also want to finish planting the shallots. This is horse bedding straw, which I use to mulch my pots to stop weed seeds from taking over the pots and having to give me more work to do during the summer. So that's one's done. Now we're going to turn around to this side. Right, in early spring my plan will be to put manure on top to top all these beds up, and it will feed the garlic, which will be in the last leg of its growing time, whilst also preparing the beds ready for my tomatoes, because this is my tomato alley. But as I said, I want to make sure that it is functioning in the winter just as we work with it in the summer. It will be nicer because the plants are not so big and they do not take over, but they still provide a little bit of happiness whenever you walk out into the garden. So let me get on and get these done quickly.
Guys, I never got to the allotment on this day. So despite the fact that I was looking well and I was happy and the sun was shining, I was still not 100%. So by the time I was done here, I was tired and feeling like I needed to lie down. So this is where this video ends. But next week, you will be seeing how it went at the allotment with my straw bale planting of garlic and some shallots. The experiment I'm looking forward to. But for now, have a good one, guys, and have a great week. Ciao, ciao.